In this situation, I'm the bird dog. All right, guys, we are back for Hatch's next session. If you watched the last, it kind of was a little bit of a show. It's all part of the training process, and it's good for things like that to happen on camera so that you guys can see. You're not the only ones this stuff happens to, as well as kind of how we're able to work through it. Now, this is his next session. We didn't do anything in between what you watched there and what's happening today. So I want to be able to show you a real progression. If there is one, I'm hoping there is one. And we've got a short course today. It's warm, it's windy. I'm gonna wet him down before we get started, and we're gonna send him off. We do have birds to shoot in launchers today. I didn't bring any additional distraction for him. I don't have any extra birds in a bag to be able to throw or anything else. We're just gonna focus on handling these birds that are out there. All right, buddy, heel. Good, okay. A lot more comfortable today, that's a good thing. We have a pretty stiff south wind, and this is gonna give us the ability to make sure we know he's 100% on point. We hit a couple of the birds last time where he was a really long way off of him. I'm gonna help direct him into these a little bit better so we've got good distances and everything else. This stiff south wind and the way they have this course set up, we're gonna have to work him, past on the downwind side, which is gonna give me a little more control over where he's at. So this next bird is up here, about another 50 or 60 yards. All right, buddy. Getting a lot more comfortable hunting, getting a lot more comfortable running with the belly collar. We had to stop on a meadowlark again. It's not the end of the world. I don't want him to be second guessing these things right now. Whoa, we're just gonna heel him away. Heel. Whoa, okay. We'll work on differentiation on that later. Now he should be getting close to picking up some scent. Let's go, come on. Ooh, right there. You see a total different level of intensity change. Now, I'm guessing this bird's gonna pick up and fly this way, so if you wanna film in that area, I think that'll give us our best shot. Now, all of that being said, this is the best chance the bird's gonna fly right at the camera person. This is just usually how it works. We're walking here. There's no actual reminder for Hatch at this point. We need him to understand that there's gonna be no correction, no handling, nothing until he makes a mistake. A little bit of flushing, kick some grass around. Located my bird. Again, I feel like it's gonna go straight with the wind to the south. I'm gonna step myself out a little bit so I don't have to shoot directly over top of him. And right at the camera lady. Okay, so we have a swing and a miss, folks. The most important part of this process, though, is we have no forward progress. That's a big part of what we're looking at in these early stages. He spun around to mark the bird, and in that process, didn't actually move to progress with it. He then heard the gunshot, he kind of turned back around to check me out to see, did I in fact shoot at that bird, because he didn't see it go down, and then has proceeded to stand there without movement. This is good. This is really, really good in comparison to last session. We're gonna come up and greet him. We struggled with some happy foot stuff last time. I didn't see that here, but was prepared. Heel. We're gonna take him away. I use my body to kind of pivot him away. This helps to direct our focus away from that launcher and then make sure that he's focused on healing. If we were to go this way and say heel, he may be tempted to veer off on his own, where this we can use a little bit of our personal dominance, heel, to kind of turn him around. Water. Keeping that top of his head and his ears wet. It's warm out there. We don't want him to overheat. All right, we're reloaded. Heel. Whoa. Okay. We get him off to hunt. We're seeing big progressions again with his hunting. Before, he was a lot creepier. This just means that he's getting more confident with what's going on. There's not a bird behind every bush. He needs to be out there looking for them, as well as he doesn't have to be so hyper cautious. There, he got a little cautious, moved on his own. He's doing a little bit of that bebopping in here, but I know that we've had training birds out in the field, so there could have very well been some birds here, and he's doing a good job of differentiating between the hot scent, cold scent. Now, this next bird's up here. I'm gonna cut him downwind on an angle of about where he's at now. So he's gonna get on that downwind side of the bird. Let's go. All right, he's got it. So he was getting a little bit of swirl. The wind is kind of switched to southwest. He was picking it up, you know, back here a little ways, worked up to where he hit it hard. An established point. I would assume, again, our bird is gonna try and push with the wind here.
I'm trying to get out of the way this time.
Yeah, you're doing good. I'm gonna work up here like we're gonna flush, and then again, I wanna try and put myself in a position that I don't have to shoot directly over top of him. We'll see what we can do. I'm gonna reposition this launcher. The bird and the launcher is set up this way, which means it's gonna pop out looking this way, ideally take off that way. I'm gonna turn this launcher around so that the bird's gonna pop out looking this way, and we'll maybe cut out to our left here a little bit. No guarantees it'll work, but it's worth a try. So, break this open. That situation explained is a pretty perfect setup basically for an easily handleable bird, but at the same time it's gonna set him up for the potential of needing that correction. Again, that bird came out right in his face, came over top of him. It's gonna be hard today. These birds are gonna do a lot of that with the wind and everything the way it's set up. He pivoted to move, and in that one, he saw the bird hit and coming down. He knows that that means that there's gonna be a retrieving opportunity, and today, he's not gonna get that. This is that negative punishment. We're going to now take away the retrieve, and a form of punishment for saying, hey, you moved, you don't get the bird this time. There's a fair amount of this in the early stages. The other side of that is I tried to use verbal. Again, I'm handling, I'm shooting myself. It's gonna take that second. Verbal slowed him down, and then I did have to reach down and hit a nick on his belly to get him stopped. So in this situation, I'm the bird dog. Keeping an eye on him so he doesn't try and follow me. Retrieving the bird with your own mouth is optional, but I'm just saying the more authentic you are, the better off your training session is going to be. Again, watching for that anticipation. He's starting to move and think we're just automatically going to go in. There's a lot of hurry up and wait that goes on, especially in the advanced testing setup. So we're going to give him that. Stand in here, wet him down again. Shoot a little bit across his mouth, not down into his mouth here. That bottle's gone. She gone. In the summer months and the hot months, guys, make sure you're bringing plenty of water. Read your dog. When they can't keep their own tongue in their mouth, folks, it's too hot to have them out there. All right, let me grab another shotgun shell. We've got one more bird set up. We're gonna end up cutting up this way. This next bird's kind of in our line from a wind standpoint. So I think we'll end up cutting up straight to the south, and then we'll end up veering back toward that bird to get him in that same situation that we're making sure he's not trying to pick it up at a really, really, really long distance. So again, with our body here, heel, we can turn him around. Good. That little circle can save you a lot of trouble. Now we've heeled past where this launcher is to make sure that it isn't a distraction when we send him on. Okay? It still was a distraction. We need to be able to stay focused on our dogs to be able to pull them away from that. In a testing situation, if they go back for a bird they're not supposed to, it's called delayed chase, and we've got to prevent that from happening. All right, our next bird is right out here to the right. We're gonna cut him down. Come on. And he should hit it right out in front of us. Hi, hi, hi. That'd be pretty close. Where's it at? All right, hunt him up. Oh, there it is. Got birdie. He started his, kind of cautious sneak attack. This guy's really good on wild birds, which means that he's got respect for the birds and he doesn't want to make a mistake. But then, as he tried to move in, make sure he's got a good pinpoint on the location, he found it, established with a good amount of intensity to say, hey, I've got it. Now, I've already proven today that I have absolutely zero control over where these birds are going. So we're just gonna have to play this one by ear again and see what can happen. Flushing. This comes in part with that hurry up and wait scenario. We wanna make sure that we spend an adequate amount of time looking so that he gets comfortable standing there while we're actively looking. He doesn't wanna move up on us. He doesn't wanna creep in to try and help. We know where the bird is in this situation. Let's not just rush right in there and get it up in the air. Always keep one eye on your dog. All right, so I'm guessing again, this bird's gonna probably fly right at the camera person because that's been the exact opposite of what the last ones have done. But we'll go ahead and get in the air. Folks, that looked really, really good. We've got no movement over here. He had a little bit of an anticipation move at the beginning, stood right back up. Whoa. Fetch, fetch. Okay, fetch. Okay. That's an excellent first send. What that says is he's not sure he should be moving. Okay. Don't be discouraged by this. Even your dog's an excellent, excellent retriever. There's going to be a little bit of that. We want him to be understanding that he needs to be cautious. In this situation, he's working up there. That's about where that bird's at. He's definitely on the downwind side. It's It's also not that abnormal to have to go help on this first one. You know, he goes up there and stands and points, especially a dog that's been as steady and come onto this as naturally as he has. We'll give him a little bit of time here to figure out the difference. This bird's got blood on it. He knows what a dead bird smells like. He's working up there cautiously and he's got the bird. Good job. Finishing everything out here. Heel. Nice job, buddy. Nice job, heel. Good. That's a really good job. To break that one down, guys, we had, hey, hatch, heel. Good. Break that last one down, we had a really, really good situation for him. The bird, the first time it kind of actually flew out away, so it wasn't flying right over top of him, and he had a little, like, anticipation move because every single bird's come right over top of him. He was basically expecting that, getting ready to pivot, and he didn't have to. I shot that bird out in front here. He popped back up to mark it and see where it was at, stood perfectly. He was relaxed when he came up, and then he questioned me sending him. Those are all really good things in these beginning stages. Now, that'll be our last bird for today. I would expect our next session out, there's a good potential that, we'll water you down while we do this. There's a good potential that he may be a little jumpier on that first bird. It's gonna be really one of those situations that it's a balancing act between giving them enough birds to keep them focused on the retrieves in this teaching process. The key though for me is anytime they do it right, we wanna reward them. Good job, buddy. So seeing last session to this session, it was a huge change, and the only thing that was different is it was a new day and a new session. These dogs learn really fast. Following through this progress, keep an eye on these new videos of Hatch. We'll keep you posted on his progress. Thanks guys for watching. I'm the guy with the pink gun. This is Hatch, and we'll see you in the next video.